So good evening, guys, and welcome to the Dow One presentation. I think before we get started, I just want you to go through a disclaimer. Please just read through this. Perhaps you'd like to take a screenshot of it, but most importantly, just remember any business, there's risk, and everything we do tonight is mainly about education. So let's get into what the Dow actually is and how it actually works and where we are going to concentrate on tonight. So basically, the Dow is a decentralized platform that operates on the Apertum blockchain, technology of smart contracts to enable users to engage in the community-driven activities. Okay, so basically what we're saying here is that Apertum blockchain is like Bitcoin. There's no owner, there's no CEO, there's nobody that can get sued, there's nobody that can get a cease and desist order attached to it because it's basically run with an organization and we are the owners of that organization. Okay, so that's a DAO. Decentralized, just like Bitcoin. There's no CEO. Primary purpose of the DAO is to facilitate automated blockchain-based tools and decentralized governance mechanisms. The platform doesn't provide financial products or services, but instead serves as a decentralized software and analytics provider. Okay, so hopefully that makes a bit of sense to you. Current key offerings for the members include, so when you join up with the DAO, you get what they call a digital membership. And those little products that you now purchase, there's 3 products within one specific bundle. There's automatic trading bot as well as an analytic bot. I'm not going to really spend too much time on that tonight. What I do want to spend time on is those mining bots. Okay, in other words, the Apertum Mining. So for those of you who have no idea what mining actually means and how it works, it's very simple. If you cast your mind back into traditional commerce, where we used to have checks in those days, for those of you who remember what a checkbook actually is, if you wanted to pay somebody, what you would do is you'd actually write them out a check, and of course you then send them the check. And in order to get paid, that person would then, who received the check, go to the bank and deposit that check. The bank would then be the intermediary, and the bank would then authorize payment on the check based on the content of that check. And they would then authorize the payment by making sure it was recorded. And of course, once that check was processed, it would then be sent back to the person that wrote it as a receipt that the debt was actually paid. Now, when you look at the digital space, there is no bank. So if I want to pay somebody online, what prevents me from doing a copy and paste and using that transaction and maybe sending it to 10 people? So they all get paid with one transaction. Of course, that's fraud. So blockchain was developed to stop that. And the process of mining basically means that it's an authentication of a transaction online. So they basically, the blockchain now acts as the bank. It's a peer-to-peer movement of funds. And of course, then the blockchain authorizes that transaction, and in the process it creates what we call a block, and that block has 8 Apertum coins, which then gets released into the community. So the process of mining is actually a process of authenticating transactions on the blockchain, and in that way releasing Apertum coins into the community. And that process of mining is the only way in which you can get new coins into the community. Okay, I say new coins because old coins you can trade obviously on open exchanges and what we have at DEX. But that is what mining is all about. Now, mining typically is the most profitable right in the early stages. We mined Bitcoin many, many years ago, and we made a decent amount of income. So we've only started off on the DAO literally a month ago. So it's brand new. And this is really when you can take advantage of a very attractive package. So the question is, why should I choose DAO One and the Apertum Mining Bot? Well, the Apertum blockchain technology, APTM, is developed on the Avalanche blockchain. So it's a very solid blockchain. You can see there's a limited supply of 2 billion coins, which will be mined over the next 77 years. It's got a very unique deflammatory burning protocol. I'll share that with you on the next slide. There's positive growth throughout the industry. Okay, developer-friendly integration, dApps and Web3 application, and fast-growing community. And right at the very bottom, it says half of the transaction fees are part of the deflammatory burning protocol. All right, so let me explain it on this slide. So Apertum is limited to supply and burning protocol. So what does that actually mean? If you remember the old days of the Reserve Bank, the Reserve Bank would call in old currencies or old notes, if I could put it that way. And in order to bring out new notes, they take the old notes and they actually burn them. In other words, they get rid of them because they're tacky and they're grotty and perhaps even need to be upgraded. So those notes were actually burnt. They were thrown away and cast out. Of course, they replaced those notes and brought other notes into circulation. But in the mining, at least in the blockchain protocol, when we refer to burning coins, it basically means that those coins are forever removed out of circulation. And when coins are removed out of circulation, it basically means that the supply is now decreased, and that puts an upward pressure on the price. Okay, so you can see Apertum is limited to 2.1 billion coins. The 100,000 coins goes to the people that are running the program, the foundation, as they're called. They use those coins for incentive. You see, when you sign up, you get 0.25% of the coins, so it can give you the gas fees to get started with. The second point there is Apertum is like Bitcoin, can only be mined. Okay, so new coins can only be mined. Each Apertum-based transaction burns 50% of the transaction cost. So every time there's a transaction on the blockchain, it's what they call a gas fee. The gas fee is the price of using the blockchain, and 50% of the value of that is burnt. Okay, so that's a very aggressive burning structure, which basically means that the more transactions there are, the more coins get burnt. The more coins get burnt, the more there's an upward pressure on the price. Okay, 8% of all the analysis tools, fees, buys, and burns Apertum coins. 5% of all membership tiers buys and burns the Apertum coin. And buy and burn protocols are transparent, they're visible and trackable on the Apertum Explorer. So in your back office, you can actually click on apps and see there's an Explorer. You can go on that and you can actually view the transactions on the blockchain. All right, so you have 5 packages that you can get started with. There's a $50, $500, $2,000, $5,000, and $10,000. Obviously, the sweet spot is $2,000, but you know, when you're buying a $5,000 and a $10,000, that is when things really start to make a big difference, because they are extremely profitable. And I'm going to share with you in the next few slides the difference between a 5,000 and 10,000. Why, if you buy 5,000s, it's not as good as buying a 10,000 because of the amount of coins that you can earn, and you can then decide on what package you should have. But you know, if you can get started on somewhere in the $2,000 mark, that is a great place to start. And of course, then if you want to start mining those coins and buy the smaller packages, you can. But if you're one of those fortunate people who can get started on some of the higher packages, well, that's just really good for you. Now, this is what the mining dashboard looks like. You can see on the left-hand side, it says the Apertum Mining bot. You can see there's like a rev count over there. So this determines how far we are in what we call a harvest. What a harvest actually means is that every time the coins are released, there's 20,000 blocks that have to be mined. This counts how many blocks are to the mining where the next harvest occurs. And this is the amount of Apertum that is, this is just an example. These figures aren't accurate, but it just shows you there how much Apertum in this harvest will actually happen. And then down the bottom is just some more information of, you know, there you can see with Bitcoin, there you can see the avalanche. And yeah, you can see Apertum when it actually launched about a month ago. It was actually 2.5 cents. That's really interesting because I'm going to share with you what it's actually worth today and how you can take, this is a galactic, which is a $10,000 contract, how you can take some of these figures and translate it into profit and give you some idea of what kind of return on the reward you can actually get. Okay, so here we have a live calculator, and you can see that if we click onto the Luna, that it's a $50, you'll be getting 31 coins. The current value, you can see the price by just hanging the cursor on the 5th of March. You can see you will get $49 once all those coins have been mined. Okay, so you can see it's a nice entry point. It's not really going to change anything really over the longer term. The moment you get onto the solar, you can see now you're getting 800 odd coins. Current price value is at 1,300. So, you know, you're paying $500, you're getting $1,400 back almost. It's almost 2 times the amount of value that you're going to be getting. Also, a great starting point. Probably not going to make you financially free, Let's have a look at the Nebula. Now you're looking at 6,000 coins, current value 9,000. So that's almost a 5x on your money already. But just look what happens if the current value of the coin now being, let's have a look, $1.55. Let's just have a look at that value when I move this coin up to say just on $2. Okay, so there is $1.90. You can now see it's gone up to almost $12,000. Now that's a 6x. You'll notice on the graph here that when we started on the 20th of February, you can see that value of the coin was already at $4. Okay, so it went up straight up to $4, gradually started coming down. It's now starting to gravitate around about $1.55. But should it go back up to $4, you can see 24,000. That is basically a 12x on your money. Now, this should happen within 12, 18, maybe 24 months. I'd say probably around about 18 months, maybe slightly longer. It just depends. It could actually be even quicker, but let's just say it works on 18 months. I mean, where are you going to find something that you can 6x your money literally in the next 18 months? Okay. And once you buy a mining contract, that's it. There's not much to do besides just take the money off you can take it off daily if you like, you can take it off weekly if you so like. But this is a pretty decent return on rewards as far as mining is concerned, and certainly for financial benefit. Let's have a look at a $5,000. Now, I just want to show you the difference between a $5,000 and a $10,000, because a $5,000, you're getting 32,000 coins, right? And you'd think then if you buy a $10,000, you should then be getting 64,000 coins. Well, let's have a look and see what $10,000 gives you. That gives you 110,000 coins, almost 111,000. So you can see, although you're paying double the money, you are getting a huge amount of coins extra. And if you just look at this price at the moment, at the current price of $1.55, you can see $10,000 is going to give you $16,000. Now, if you take that $169,000, I beg your pardon. So if you take $169,000 and you multiply it by 19 rands to a dollar, you're looking at 3.2 million rand just on 200,000 rand investment. I mean, that is huge. Now, what happens if that, for argument's sake, goes up to, let's just say $2? Okay, $2.75. Let's just have a look. That's just $2 one. So that's about 240,000 rand. Sorry, dollars, multiply that by 19. That's 4.5 million, guys. And of course, then if you're looking at about $4 odd, that's almost 8 million rands that you're going to be getting for this contract next year, year and a half, by buying a mining contract. Now, yes, these figures are estimates. So, you need to understand that the more miners come on board, this figure will get less and less and less. So if you come on board in 6 months' time, you might only be getting 100,000 coins. And that's why I said right in the very beginning that the earlier you get in and the quicker you start mining and taking advantage of getting the maximum amount of coins, the better. Now, that doesn't mean that if you're coming in next year, this time, that you won't make money. You will, obviously. You can see the kind of numbers that you have. It's just that the earlier you get in and the quicker you can get in, the more money you're going to make and the kind of returns that you're going to get. So I just thought I'd share this opportunity with you. Obviously, if you any questions that you need, please get back to me or the person that introduced you to this video. I'm sure you must have lots of questions, and we'd be happy to answer those for you. So have a pleasant evening. I hope this made a bit of sense to you, and we'll see you probably again next week when we go through something similar and just update you as we go along. Perhaps I can just mention this before I close. Is that today we were on a leadership meeting, and we're going to be getting a crypto card. On that crypto card, you can put your Apertum coins, and then you can go down the road to the Pick and Pay. You can do your shopping with it. You can fill up your car with it. You can basically spend it anywhere you like. It's probably going to be a Visa or MasterCard. Don't hold me to that. We don't know who the supplier is going to be, but those crypto cards are coming on board. And what's very interesting about it is every single time that you swipe a card, it uses the Apertum coin. And there's gas fees that happen, and of course there's those fees get burnt, and of course that puts upward pressure on the price. Another thing that's very nice as well is that should you have a team of people and they start using the card, you'll get commission every time they swipe the card as well. So we're looking forward to that. I think that's also going to be a bit of a game changer for those of you who like building networks. With some decent commissions here as well. Haven't gone into that tonight. That's perhaps for another time. And of course, should you get a card and your team get a card, then you're going to be making money every time they swap on a card. So there's a very good opportunity here to make some really, really significant income. I hope you see the opportunity, and we'd love to share more information with you should you require it. So have a great evening, and we'll see you again next week. Bye for now.